Or physical? Should we sell music solely digital or continue to have physical albums? Solely digital is much more cost effective and quicker to reach everyone in the world. With media player programs such as iTunes, you can always re download songs you've purchased if you've ever lost them, meaning no scratches to your CD or vinyl collection, making it play perfectly forever. But for the fan who likes to look at the album artwork, read who wrote and produced each song, the physical album is definitely needed. Downloading music for free. Many people know that you can find almost anything on the internet. And when it comes to music, this is no exception. With peer to peer sharing, you can download almost any artist's music you want for free, thus making it harder as an artist to make money if so many people are getting it for free. And with programs to download videos off websites like YouTube and convert them to MP3 for free, sales will only continue to go down. Privacy. Being that we live in an age of information and the internet gives you an infinite supply of information about almost everything, how can an artist have a private or somewhat normal life outside of being a star? Once you become a star in entertainment, everyone knows everything about you, and they will research to find anything they want to know. And then there will always be the rumors about the stars. Someone will always believe a rumor that someone throws out there, but how do you make sure your name never gets involved in the rumors? Album sales. How can you sell more albums instead of single songs? Once music went digital, it made it easier to get music, but that didn't mean it made it necessarily better for album sales. iTunes, Rhapsody, Amazon, and many other websites made it where you can purchase just the songs you want off an album instead of having to buy the complete album, therefore making it harder to sell albums, yet easier to sell songs. But as an artist, don't you make albums to sell
When
albums?
it comes to
So
the
the
difference
greatest
between
challenge would
independent
have to
labels
be
and record
how
companies,
would
one
you
of the
sell
main
more
differences
albums
is the
and not
power of
just a
distribution.
song?
Independent labels can help you get your feet off the ground, and you may also be able to retain a lot more of your publishing rights. However, major labels can get your music out to a wider audience by marketing your music on a much larger scale. However, when it comes down to indie labels or just being an independent artist, I feel that that definitely gives you a better chance of controlling your career. It just requires your dedication and hard work. Platinum records definitely aren't made overnight, but when it comes down to your work ethic, if you're willing to promote yourself and really put yourself out there, you can be as successful as any major label artist today, as long as your work ethic is on par with a major label. Putting in the time to create a record and adding the time to mix and master the record is key to producing a successful song, which could transition into a successful album. Some artists have trouble converting their work ethics to match the demands of a label. Be it independent or major, labels have certain deadlines that must be met in time so they can do what needs to be done to circulate your music. These deadlines can catch the casual worker off guard and can be extremely stressful in comparison to life before signing to a record label. These are things that a new artist must consider when signing to an indie or major label. One thing to remember is this: be it major or indie, make sure you're working as hard as you can and studying your craft to the fullest so you can stand out from the rest.
Drugs in the music industry. These are two things often referred to in the same sentence. While drugs are relevant elsewhere in the world besides in the music industry, drugs are something that is very relevant in the music industry. Whether it be someone singing about drugs or another artist on the news going to rehab or dying from an overdose, you always see drugs with music. There are different reasons that a musician will take drugs. Some think that it opens their minds to higher levels of creativity, and some take drugs to help them deal with the stress that comes with the fame. While it may be true that drugs open your mind or relax you from stress, drugs harm your body and your brain as well. Artists also have to realize that many people, including children, listen to their music, and their music influences them. Whether they like it or not, they are role models and have influence through their music. Artists should also be concerned with themselves when it comes to drugs. In an interview in the Rolling Stones magazine, Eminem says that the drugs he took erased 5 years of his memory. Look at all the musicians that have taken drugs and overdosed. Is it worth it? With all the bad things that can occur from taking drugs, I say the risk is too high to get high. We can't stop an individual from taking drugs. We can always help them. In the music industry, there is often a lot of people that work with one artist, from the producers to the managers to the labels. They can all do their part to keep the musician off drugs. Musicians sign contracts with labels and managers. There should be a section in the contract that threatens to drop the musician from their label if they take drugs, or the manager won't work with them anymore. I'm not saying we can completely stop drugs in the music industry, but I am saying we can all do our part to help.